Are we getting Shang-Chi 2? Are we getting Thor 5? Are we getting Doctor Strange 3?
I think that's where another combo is going to happen. I think a Shang-Chi 2.
I feel stronger on Shang-Chi 2 than like an announcement.
Well, where did we leave them all? Like, how are the stories merging?
Shang-Chi's just hanging out in San Francisco. No one's talking about it.
Welcome back to the Breakroom. D23 is this weekend. Yeah, you thought you were satiated from San Diego Comic-Con? We'll make room, buddy, because we got some more food to shove down your gullet, okay? Disney being the corporate giant that they are, they've got some announcements to make. We're talking Marvel, Star Wars, not to mention 20th Studios and Pixar and Disney Animation, all kinds of jazz. We're going to get into it. It's the headlines on a Wednesday. Hit that graphic.
There you go.
H-E-A-D-L-A-N-E-S.
There you go.
Ooh, she still got it.
We've been missing it, Maude.
No, we have. We missed you anytime you're not here, Maude. I'm Zach Huddleston. Joining me today, missed even when she's here. Maude Garrett's here.
Or is it missed?
That's right. She doesn't leave the room. She just turns into a vapor. And
Maude's often gone like mist in the morning.
I'm the Nightcrawler. Nightcrawlette.
A Nightcrawlette?
Yeah.
Bamf.
All of a sudden.
And then our resident Bamf, Brandon Barrick.
Oh, yeah.
Bam.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, I get it.
What's... Oh, yeah.
A buoyant ass mother.
Wait, you're not supposed to keep that, MF. Okay.
You're supposed to change.
We gotta bleep it, Brian. We gotta bleep
Sorry,
it.
Brian.
I'm very buoyant. Hard to drown.
I was gonna say buoyant ass mother friend.
Oh.
You know, if you've got a mom, Brandon's a good friend
I'm a
to
friend
her.
to all.
Mutual friend.
Mutual friend. That's a good one too.
Yay.
Okay, getting into it here. House of the Dragon has been confirmed for 4 seasons. According to a post-finale release, showrunner Ryan Condal confirmed the show will end with a 4th season. So I guess like confirmed for 4 seasons in that it's not confirmed for 5. But he has plans to wrap up the story in 4 seasons.
2 down,
George,
2 to go.
2 more, yes. 2 in the books, 2 down, 2 to go. George R.R. Martin has said before that it's going to take 4 full seasons of 10 episodes each to do justice to the Dance of Dragons. As a reminder, the first 2 seasons were 8 episodes each.
Well, no, the first season was 10. The second
season was 8.
There were some longer episodes.
Yes.
They weren't all strictly under 60 minutes.
Yeah.
So there's that. But could they have condensed it, streamlined the storytelling, made more quality content?
Also, George doesn't write the episodes of the show.
They don't even really consult him anymore at all. They
Yeah.
stopped consulting him from like season 5 of Game of Thrones. He even said that. He blogs about all the things that he's like. By the way, because I had a little bit of beef about dragons. Dragons have 4 legs. Wyverns have 2.
He had a long
He had a long chat
post about that.
what a dragon is, according to him. And what happened was, during around season 5, 6, and 7 of Game of Thrones, the Targaryen sigil changed from having 2 legs of the dragon to 4, and he was like, outraged. And all I heard was, they do not even care about what I want from my own show or my own IP anymore. So poor George R.R. Martin. My favorite thing about saying his name, though, if you want to say it in full, you sound like a seal. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yes. Well, and you know, when you're an author, that is a singular activity, right? Like maybe you have editors, maybe other minor collaborators, but it gets to be his baby. Film and TV are not, the auteur theory is a myth, right? Like you have to collaborate with a lot of people.
Sure.
And you could see him not having a background as a writer and not as a creator of film and TV, that like maybe that collaboration is a little foreign to him.
The only Song of Ice and Fire was how they iced him out and fired him.
Dang.
Yes. Well, what do we think about that? And obviously, he's kind of generalizing that it'll take 40 episodes. And as Maude rightly pointed out, like the finale of this season, I think was 72 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
Do we think that's the case? There's, of course, been a lot of people a little upset that season 2, at least the way it ended, maybe didn't cover enough. You think 4 seasons?
It was a setup for season 3.
Yes. Do you feel like, and now I haven't read the book, but both of you have, do you feel like we have made enough progress through the book to be halfway through the run of the show?
Well, again, the show is covering like a small section of the whole book. The book covers like hundreds of years.
Yes, you get
maybe
generations.
Not 200, 200 years.
Yeah, you get prior to these events here, and you get after all the way leading up to Daenerys Targaryen. We are talking 5 chapters. All in all.
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
But the way that it's written, it's like it's historical fiction. So it's reading like a textbook. In the year of the Targaryen AD 22, this is the person who reigned. This is what they were like. This is the amount of children that they had. This is the plague that they faced in that time. And it's just strictly factual. So to build a complete narrative out of this, I understand why they are taking certain liberties with particular characters in here. I don't recall Daemon having these Harrenhal
that's all.
Haunties.
Yeah, because again, the book is told through like 4 different people's perspective of the events, and none of the people. One person was there, like Mushroom was there, but most of the people are just hearing stuff or like around.
They're record
people.
keeping.
Yeah.
It's like the
They're
Bible.
placing their bias into it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you want to do this show and like keep these main characters, and you want to tell their story, then probably 4 seasons is enough.
So we know how this is going to end
Yeah.
and who is going to die, and if they choose to kind of honor the book, how they're going to die. I agree. I don't think I would want more than 4 seasons.
Yeah.
I also don't think there's some things that you can trim and streamline to do it in under 40 episodes.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe they will. We'll see if the last 2 last 2 seasons are 8 or 10, right?
And
could
if
be
they
12,
want to keep
whatever.
building this, Game of Thrones universe with like
Hedge Knight.
the Hedge Knight,
Yeah.
and there's all these other series.
Still talk of a Greyjoy like seafaring
the Thousand Ships,
show,
or
right?
the Jon Snow spinoff or something like that, right? If you want to do any of those things, I think it's smart if they do smaller, limited series.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like that. I think maybe that's where Game of Thrones got away from a little bit. Plus, that those books haven't been written, so they were kind of going off the cuff. But if you want to tell this little period of Targaryen history, it doesn't need to be 8 seasons.
Yeah.
Like wrap it up in 4 seasons and then move on to a new fun story with new characters.
Quick pitch, your own Game of Thrones spinoff show, not based on any published documents. I'll start. I just want an Essos cooking show.
Okay.
Right. Well,
You know what I mean? Just like weird blue-bearded pirates, but like teaching it how to get over a fire and get a nice char on
Okay.
some Essos waterfowl or something like that.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? What are you
For
pitching?
me, I want Westeros 2024 AAC, right? After the Conquering. Like it's kind of like today, and there's kids in school learning about this, and they're like, you mean you're part Targaryen? Do you know they used to fuck their sisters?
Wait, and do they have like cell phones and
Yeah,
stuff
they
like
got
that?
cell
Oh, okay.
phones.
It's like totally modern.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just happens to be like
1 second. No, it's
they're,
terrible.
they're like
Oh,
rooting.
it's gonna be great.
They're rooting for like the Old Town football
Yeah,
club to defeat the River Run. or
I heard your mom's a blood mage. That's messed up.
Friday night flights. Grab the dragons. We gotta hit the field.
And then there's like reality shows where they're like, there's no way that the Targaryens could have built the Red Keep. It must have been aliens.
Oh, I thought when you were saying reality shows is like too hot for Hightower.
yeah.
Actually, that's kind of similar to my idea.
Oh.
I still think Dawn is the most
there you go.
underexplored,
Yes.
but most enticing and exciting place on the Westeros map. I think if we kind of visit Dawn for like 2-3 seasons and we raise the stakes and it's a little smutty.
And it's a warmer climate. You can show more skin.
Yeah, you can have Boy Dragonstone, right? That's an island.
Hey, sorry, Brian. Brandon continues to hit the beat
name of a show. What are you going to do?
F-Boy.
F-Boy.
That's right.
F-Boy
Okay.
Dragonstone.
All right. And hey, check out our finale after show for even more on House of the Dragon. Yes, Evan.
In the live Twitch chat, Sarah Hatcher-Jordan saying a direwolf show, a kind of like nature documentary about all the things could be cool. Also, Christian Unpronounceable saying Dragon's Den. Come on.
Oh,
You know,
Dragon's Den?
Yeah.
That's Shark Tank in England is called Dragon's Den.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Oh, cool.
Dragon's Den is a
I've got this
badass name.
concept. It's
The
called
English are
Varying
not afraid
Steel,
of it.
right? And I think I'll make some swords and it might kill a future pandemic with undead people. What do you say?
Yeah.
It's a pudding, but it's got meat in it. That's my idea, dragons. The dragons are like,
Burn him.
100 million quid, eh? Never seen it.
Dracula.
Yeah, the English are not afraid of sharks, but they're afraid of dragons.
Yeah.
Vice versa here in the
Dragons
U.S.
are women.
We're not afraid of
Interesting.
dragons, but we're afraid of sharks.
Yeah, fair. Okay, we're now a few weeks out since the release of Deadpool and Wolverine, going on to...
I loved it.
Yeah, oh,
No,
the
it's
first
us.
time you've gotten to talk about
Yeah,
it. Yes.
I loved it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Great. It's been thoroughly successful, making bank loads of money
Yeah.
at the box
900
office.
million tonight when you're watching this, probably. It'll have hit that.
Probably past $1 billion by the end of the weekend or something,
Easy.
right?
I would take that call she bet in a second.
So, FYI, because it's been out for a few weeks, the discussion we're about to have will include some spoilers if you're the kind of person that hasn't seen it and will be pissed about getting spoiled. Like,
Skip forward now.
skip forward, or just mute us and keep watching.
Yeah.
Maude, you almost nailed the Chris Evans as Human Torch cameo.
We were sitting here at this very desk, April 22nd. We were brainstorming what cameo would you like to see? And we were talking, I was like, man, Chris Evans, but not Captain America Chris Evans. And I was like, I want it to be like Deadpool breaking the fourth wall and going, wait, are you Captain? And he's like, wrong, and flames. Now, when I saw it, I looked at it and I was like, God, that's pretty close. I like pretty nearly got it completely.
Yeah, with even the like reveal of just like oh, is that? And then it's
yeah.
not. Yeah,
Yes.
I was very.
And that he went full asshole.
Yeah.
Whoops. That's,
can
a,
say
that's a
asshole.
PG
That's a
word.
medical term.
Okay.
We're getting close to the point in the show where it's been long enough where we can start cursing again. But you know,
Asshole's
just
a
in the first
medical
few
term.
minutes.
Are you talking about a literal anus?
Yeah.
No, I am talking
hole?
about a personality trait. His eyebrows were the tell for me. As soon as I saw them, they were like, yeah, 'cause
You were
they
like,
were
those
his,
are early 2000s eyebrows.
they were his not another teen movie eyebrows. Nice and
I did like the weird little thing that came out. I think Ryan Reynolds said this, that like his little speech in the post-credit scene, he learned it.
Oh,
he was gonna
was
have.
They offered him cue
delighted.
cards,
but
Yeah.
he was like, no, I wanna learn this speech.
He was delighted to be able to be in a Disney movie as a superhero, just
Yeah.
waxing lyrical with the swearies.
Yeah.
He has mostly played villains since Endgame. I
Yeah.
Has he
That
done
Netflix
one?
show with Anna de Armas, I don't think that he was a villain. But he also worked with
oh.
Anna de Armas for Knives Out.
No,
where he was a
that
villain.
was villainous to the movie going.
No,
audience.
and that was also, I think that was an Apple TV Plus.
Yeah.
film.
Movie.
How dare you accuse Netflix? of
No, he was on a
making something
Netflix. Ryan Gosling, he was the gray man. He was
Yeah,
the
he
villain.
was the villain.
Of course,
Spoiler alert.
the first Knives Out. No, I think he's revealed as the villain.
He's the villain. in that one.
Knives
No,
Out.
I'm
Now,
just-
Knives Out is a spoiler that he's a villain,
Yeah.
but yeah.
My bad.
Well, so that movie came out 5 years ago, so.
We're already on to the third.
But I
Yes.
think he just enjoys playing against time.
Well, it's against type, yeah, absolutely. Like Josh Hartnett in Trap, out this weekend, right?
I mean, I would argue he's the hero of that movie.
wow.
Well,
I haven't seen it.
I have.
I saw your interview where you talked about our short bathroom stalls here.
I
in the
am
US.
so sick of tiny bathroom stall doors. Like, and as soon as it happened in the trailer, it happens in the movie as well. He shuts the bathroom door and he still eyes
above
over
it.
it.
Yeah.
And I was triggered. I am like, what is it? I go home to Australia. There is no gaps in the
Yeah.
sides of the doors. It hits
Oh,
the roof.
It's
You
only
have
the
a
US
store.
that we have so much space.
There is an inch and a half
Yeah, you can
on each
see
side.
in.
You can make eye contact
Yeah.
with someone walking past. That is unacceptable for your private
It's in our
space.
Constitution,
Hey.
Maude. I don't know what you want.
Some say that's a feature, not a bug.
Yeah,
Okay, Josh Hartnett, legitimate tall man too, right? He's like
He is.
6'4".
He's quite gorgeous.
tall
It
guy.
was a really good interview too.
Nice. So what? Back to Deadpool Wolverine. One of the interesting stories that came out via Collider is that they almost got Nicolas Cage to come back as the Ghost Rider.
That would have been nice.
Conversations were had, but they couldn't make it work. Now, it's funny that he was unable to come back as a Ghost Rider, a role he played in 2 movies. But he was successfully able to come back as Superman in The Flash, a role he never played.
But he didn't do.
He got sued.
Did he get scanned for that, or
He went in, he filmed something, and when he watched the movie, he was like, "That's not what I filmed."
Yeah, because I had a feeling that none of that was real. Like it was. We
Very-
noticed photos from his
Very
like,
CGI Gumby.
his costume
The original
fitting.
fitting
Yeah.
back in the 90s with Tim Burton, right?
And I wouldn't be
Late-
surprised if they had like film reel of that or something that they've kept.
Well, the late John Schnapp did a documentary about it, the death of Superman Lives. So the movie was going to be Superman Lives, and Nicolas Cage, I think, spent 3 months sort of like getting fitted and kitted for the role. Was like working on that script, and then it all fell apart.
We sure wasn't Superman Lives.
That's what.
It could have been. Did anyone
That's
say it
right.
out loud in the room?
We don't know. Could it have been Superman? lives. We don't know what
Lives.
they're supposed to emphasize.
Live as.
Supposed to be superb, man, but they forgot
Yes.
the B.
Well,
Lives.
and just the Ghost Rider films were also Fox.
Yeah.
As was Elektra, as was the Fantastic Four, Blade. Well, Blade was actually a New Line, I believe. But are there other Fox characters we would have liked to have seen in this
Who do
movie?
we have to choose from?
I mean, it was really all the original X-Men movies. Like, that was kind of the fascinating. Logan's the only, mutant from that run.
X-23, yeah.
That we saw. Well, X-23 was even in Logan, right? I mean, like, the first 3 X-Men movies, right? That kind of original cast. Like, I was shocked to not see Famke Janssen or, like, Halle Berry, who had been rumored to be in it.
I actually thought we would have got a bit of James McAvoy.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
interesting.
kind of, they didn't really touch that as much. I read a rumor that, they actually filmed like that Logan's death of the X-Men sequence and blah, blah, blah. I don't know if that'll ever come out, if there was stuff they shot that just wasn't allowed to get released or they decided to cut it. They might be saving that if they want to do, because, Deadpool 2 had like the super duper cut, which they put out in theaters. And then they put out another version around the holidays where they made it like PG-13. I don't know if they're sitting on like another cut of this movie that they want to
Who
put
is he,
out.
Zack Snyder?
And like, well, I don't know if they want to put it out in 6 months. So, yeah, I was kind of shocked to see none of those like OG X-Men. Now, Logan's had those moments of closure with certainly Professor X.
Yes. Sir Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, and like a little bit with Famke Janssen when at Days of Future Past he gets to go back to a timeline where they're all there. Maybe they were like, we don't want to retread this. We don't want to go through this again. But I was sad not to see it.
Yeah.
What
You
about
know?
killing Scott again? Getting James Marsden.
I mean,
getting James Marsden back in again.
Of
Does he
anyone
kill him
deserved
again?
to have a little redemption.
He would have come back for sure. I
He
reckon. I
got
like
a little
James Marsden.
screwed in X-Men
Marsden.
and X3.
He did.
X-Men 3 when he
You're done.
well it didn't, the filming didn't happen on time and he was obligated to do another movie. I think it was was it a Mission Impossible movie or something, and like Tom Cruise wouldn't let him out of it, or something was
Tom.
happening where like he was filming another movie, time had shifted, so they had to cut his role down in X-Men 3 and he gets killed off like very quickly in the movie, very unceremoniously. So he deserved it more than anyone.
Yeah,
James
that's why I was like, James
Marsden.
Marsden.
Evan?
2 things really quick. Ghost Rider was actually a Sony movie,
Oh.
so almost in a weird way could have been easier in certain aspects, or well, Fox, blah, 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 whatever. Regardless, Sony movie. Other thing, Sean Levy today in an interview said that a Professor X return for Deadpool and Wolverine was never discussed or considered, which I say that can't be true, man. You had to have talked about it. You had to
or
have
even
talked about it.
consited.
Yeah.
BS.
You have to
Yeah,
discuss
all
it to
names were
not
on the-
consider it. You
That's
know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
all
right.
names were on the table.
That's like him being like,
Yeah.
Professor X, who's that?
No.
I don't think about you at all, Professor X.
Wow.
Damn, dude.
I was gonna say, you know what? I wouldn't have minded. I mean, it would have been kind of cheesy, but maybe they could have had fun with it. Chickless as the Thing,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
but just in the styrofoam suit.
Oh,
You know, I think it also would have been a fun contrast, maybe in the same or a different way that seeing old Blade before, presumably at some point we'll see a new Blade. To see old styrofoam suit, the Thing, before next year probably seeing a much better done, fully CGI. The Thing could have been a fun contrast,
Yeah.
but I'm thrilled with what we got. You know,
Yeah.
and they at least gave lip service to a couple others, a Daredevil here, a Mr. Fantastic there. Yeah,
There's a lot of people in the chat suggesting cameos. One that I really like from Dev in the Water, Evan Peters Quicksilver, which I think would have been great because we've seen the actor in WandaVision. I think that would have been a really interesting kind of extra layer to add
Yeah.
in there. And I forgot that he has this kind of storyline where he's like, oh, he's Magneto's probably my dad, and I want to talk to him about that.
Oh, well, let's talk to that man about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand not doing that because it feels like they're maybe going to keep using him.
Oh, sure.
In the
Yeah.
MCU, and they were like,
That was the best 3 minutes of Days of Future Past, though. And like, how many times?
Oh, when he said,
time in a
so
bottle.
good.
and then they tried to do it again.
Wanna
And
do.
in Apocalypse, it did not work.
Doesn't hit as good.
Bad.
All right. Well, also, before we keep going, I'm getting a communique from myself in the past.
Doesn't have anything in his
He has something he needs to tell you guys.
You okay? You smelling toast? Burnt toast?
I haven't been okay in so long. You've seen this band, right? To tell you about one of our sponsors today, Raid Shadow Legends. We've been playing Raid for a few years now. and we're not alone. Raid is an awesome mobile RPG that has over 4 million users and over 250 million downloads. It has over 800 playable champions and 16 factions to choose from, with over 30 bosses to take down and literally over 1 million playable builds, so you'll never get bored. It's got monthly content updates and is fully cross-platform, so you can play with your friends or family without worrying about being trapped in whatever walled garden you're in. Click the link in the description below to get started with Raid and see why it's so highly rated in the App Store. You'll immediately get a huge starter pack with an epic champion, Tyrell, from the High Elves faction. He's got nice pointy ears. Many players consider Tyrell to be the very best epic that Raid Shadow Legends has to offer, with his arsenal of high-powered debuffs suited for all occasions. And you'll get another starter pack after reaching level 25 that includes an epic Rector Drath. She's one of the strongest support epics that you'll definitely need in your collection. Come find us and join Clan New Rockstars. We'll see you in Raid.
Game lately.
All
We're
right.
just talking about our mobile gaming loves and
Our
that
habits.
you and I raided. We raided.
Yeah, I've spent a lot of time in the old Raid. Battling the Minotaur dungeon to level up. You know what I mean? Even though it's currently Wednesday, it's not Monday. We thought it would be appropriate to do a Mod Monday Minute. Now we can call it a Mod Midweek Minute.
Ooh.
Fun.
Mod tries to get through as many headlines as possible in 60 seconds using her hyper-professional presenter skills.
Do you want it in a newsreader voice?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Australian newsreader voice.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay. Yeah. This is how it goes. Can I get... Oh, I thought you farted.
Brandon's phone's on vibrating.
Yeah.
And I realized a little too late
I
that
thought
it
I
was
lost
just
one.
a fire.
Has it set to flatulate?
Should we count Maud into the
please
timer?
do.
All right.
Yes. Yeah, let's
3,
count Mod in.
2, 1, go.
Ooh, want to get ready for Penguin TV show? Well, Matt Reeves, the Batman, will be back in theaters this month, starting August 28th.
I love Nirvana.
A new teaser for Paddington 3 was released yesterday. Paddington in Peru. What a great little bear. A new John Wick sequel series is being developed called The High Table. Following the events of John Wick 4, Keanu Reeves will not star in it, but will include characters from the films. Interesting. Also, I saw Borderlands last night. Now listen, is this the rest of the news?
That's
Great.
it.
Okay,
You got your
Here's what you do with Borderlands.
Okay.
Your expectations, drop them.
Ooh.
Drop them to the ground.
Okay.
Rock bottom your expectations.
Okay.
Go in, you will like it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
If you have an iota of an expectation, whew, you're going to be a little disappointed.
Interesting.
Now, Eli Roth usually is a horror purveyor of film. Like, he gets in there, he's done some warped stuff, actually. This feels very video game friendly. It feels very PG.
Yeah.
So there's like
Is
the
it PG?
humor,
PG-13?
the humor, a little slapsticky. The kids are gonna laugh, but it's not really a kids movie. I will say the thing I love the most about it: the average age of an actor, pretty much in the main cast, is like 55.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like Jamie Lee Curtis, Kate
65.
Blanchett,
55.
Kevin Hart's not a
45.
spring check. Yeah.
But like,
Jack Black's voice.
yeah. So like, I just thought that was really cool. Still got
People
it.
in the chat asking, will you like the movie if you've never played the game, or what do you need to know about the game before you go in watching it?
The kind of a lot like Fallout. If you've played the video game, you understand the nuance. You understand things
Sure.
like, you know, when she brings out sort of the goggles, it's got the same picture as like if you pull up the map. They didn't really go into sort of the credits, but there's like when you go and you want to buy armor or ammo or guns from like the vending machine. They have those in there. They've got Moxie's bar in there. So they do have a lot of it. But I feel like they've made up new characters and they provided
You
this
don't
like
need to
whole
know the
new narrative.
lore or anything like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for all the cinephiles in the chat, Kate Blanchett filmed this and then immediately went to film Tar.
That's right.
So think about that when next time you do a double feature of Borderlands and Tar.
Does that mean, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting her name, filmed this before Barbie?
Oh, Ariana Greenblatt.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
Probably.
She must have
This
done
so
movie,
young in
this
that.
movie has been hyper delayed. It's been like maybe this was like an
Shot
originally
in
like a 20.
2021. Shot in 2021.
Wowee.
So it's aged like fine wine, no doubt. Just letting it marinate on the shelf for a couple years, never a good sign for a movie. But let us know if you see it this weekend. Let us know what you think. Okay, let's get to the main course here.
Let's bring the D.
That
23 of them.
let's bring 23 of those Ds
Yep.
to be exact.
How could you?
This weekend is D23, the big the big Disney celebration of all things Disney.
Ultimate Disney fan event
Yes.
is how they call it.
Now, 2 weeks after Comic-Con, where I think personally, like Marvel stole Comic-Con. Like
That's
they
right.
stole the show. DC was like, but we've got a new logo that's going to make OCD sufferers absolutely horrendously annoyed. Just like, put it back in the middle. Just, psh! Anyway.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like,
You all right? Are
I
you
don't,
okay?
it's just, I don't like, why are you gonna twist it? It's just
I
like,
don't
now
know.
I'm like, what's the logo?
You know, there's
Oh.
an arrow hidden in the FedEx logo.
Okay. Wow. Somebody read BuzzFeed in 2012, huh?
I did. That's not enough. Because I did, Zach. I was a member of the internet. I read BuzzFeed in 2012.
All I was trying to say is that Marvel crushed. We didn't really get much
Yes,
Star
right.
Wars stuff. Obviously,
Yeah.
a lot of the other Disney properties aren't really suitable for Comic-Con.
Marvel
whereas
led the
Marvel- but
headlines out of
Marvel,
it.
what the hell?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
swept it up. But to then back it up 2 weeks later with the whole slate, are they going to yes and, or are they going to be like, Marvel, take a seat?
Well, that is the big question, right? Because Comic-Con was all movie. They didn't talk about the shows.
And not only that, it was 5 movies.
Yeah.
Only 5 movies in the next 3 years.
Name them.
We know they're gonna put out more, right? They gave us juicy stuff on Brave New World, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four. Suspiciously didn't mention anything about
mention of
Blade.
Blade. No mention of Blade.
And then the 2 Avengers movies with, of course, the big RDJ reveal. But there's other movies in between those 2 Avengers movies, we're assuming, right? Movies maybe beyond that second Avengers movie. Who knows, right? Like, the fact that they were able to dominate the headlines by talking about 3 movies we already knew, renaming 1 movie, and revealing an actor
Getting
for that
Harrison
movie.
Ford out, though.
Oh, it was great.
Big win.
No, I mean, they killed it. But they actually didn't give away that much. They still have a lot in their pocket that they could potentially reveal this weekend at their own thing. And just FYI, if you've never been to it, and it's newer, obviously, and maybe more niche than San Diego Comic-Con, but D23, which is also aimed at, like, the parks. It covers everything Disney touches. And it is a ticketed event that Disney puts on themselves, and they make money from it. So they're incentivized to maybe keep some nice juicy stuff for D23 as opposed to San Diego Comic-Con that they're effectively paying to produce, great content at, right?
And their big showcase of what they're calling Disney Entertainment is going to be Friday night, 7 p.m. Pacific. That's not live stream, but we're going to be live here on the Breakroom, like we were for Comic-Con, talking about the slate. Now, this is their own event. They're at the Honda Center, which is a hockey stadium in Anaheim. They have more time because there was, when they're at Comic-Con, they're coming after the Penguin event, and there was another event right after them in Hall H. So they had an hour. Here, they have all the time in the world they want. We were looking, the last time they did this in Anaheim was 2022, and that panel was like 2.5 hours. So it could be close to that length again, because it's not just Marvel. They're going to talk about, like, on Friday night, they're going to talk about, like, Marvel Studios. They're going to talk about 20th Century. They're going to talk about Lucasfilm. And they're probably also going to talk about Pixar stuff, which that's kind of different, because the last time they did this in 2022, it was this little showcase was just Marvel Studios, 20th Century, and Lucasfilm. But now I think they're going to rope in a little bit of the Pixar stuff and maybe some like Disney animation stuff into this big showcase on Friday night.
I think they are big time as well, trying to get sort of the younger generations hyped because the adults are watching it. I mean, Inside Out 2 did massive at the box office. So I feel like the way that they've done it, the reason why it's in Anaheim especially is because they are pairing up sort of this conference where you get exclusives, but then you also go to the parklands. So you go to Disneyland and you spend a day kind of like exploring the park. So it is fan hype. It is like all the Inside Out characters. It's all the what else we're going to see. Is there going to be? I mean, who knows what the Pixar slate's got lined up?
We know they have Toy Story 5 coming. That'll be in 2026, the same week as Shrek 5. Right now is how it's scheduled. They have that Elio movie, which they had announced, and they put out a teaser trailer for.
Yeah, Elio, because that was supposed to come out when Inside Out 2 was going to come out. So that was going to come out this year, and now it's been pushed. And I know we're talking animation too. There's been some confusion in the chat. Want to clear it up. There's a separate Marvel animation panel that's happening noon on Saturday. We won't be covering that live, but you'll see us
We'll have
talking
a slate
about it.
breakdown on Monday.
And Brandon is going to be at both. He's going to be in person. He's going to be our boots on the ground Friday night. at the Disney Entertainment panel, and you're sticking around, right?
Yeah,
You're gonna be at
Saturday
this-
I'll go to the animation thing
Yep.
on.
Yeah.
Check that out.
So
Marvel
if
Animation.
you spot him, if you're going to plan on be at D23 and you
Yeah.
spot him in the wild, if you can catch him,
Yeah.
Well, he's not Pokemon.
you win a prize.
You're going to have to answer one of my Disney trivia questions. in order
Go,
to speak to me.
give us one on the spot to know what it's like.
Oh,
Go.
okay. Everyone knows that Donald has nephews Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Yep.
But you know that Daisy has 3 nieces?
Yeah,
What are their names?
cool.
Uh,
Easy breezy and fleazy.
Correct.
Yeah.
Pleasy.
Fleazy.
Yep. They don't like her.
First
It's a
child,
It's an ugly duckling, but watch out because Fleazy will be floozy before you know it.
Oh,
What?
How dare you? She's a child.
Sorry.
Okay, so but we're mostly going to focus, or let's start with the Friday night event, right? We're going to try to speculate here, predict what they might announce, reveal, right? We've seen in the trades the big, and this would jive with what we saw in the film side at San Diego Comic-Con. Obviously, they're going to first focus on the closest upcoming Disney Plus releases for Marvel and Star Wars, right? So we're almost certainly going to see something about Agatha All Along, probably bring the cast out, maybe show a clip, something.
I would think so.
The next Disney Plus live action after that is Daredevil Born Again. So we're almost certainly going to see something from that. That's also been shot, so they would have footage potentially.
Yeah, I bet they would show something from that, and then Ironheart.
Ironheart.
Which, at D23 2022, they showed footage of.
It's the Borderlands of Disney Plus Marvel series.
They
Only in that it's been delayed
Oh, yeah,
a really
sure,
long
yeah,
time.
yeah.
They had a new episode of the official Marvel podcast come out today where they talked a little bit about some updates for Marvel television. It sounded like some interviews they had done at a red carpet somewhere, and they were talking to Dominique Thorne about Ironheart, and she brought up, yeah, we went into filming like right after Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, so it filmed like right on the heels of that. And she was saying that the show is going to kind of delve into some of the fallout of events on that movie. Basically, like when you have like interspecies warfare, what does that mean?
Okay.
And how does the character of Riri Williams reconcile with her role? I mean, she got involved in that fight very aggressively, and now she's just back in college. So what's that going to be like? They filmed the show in Chicago. Again, they showed some footage in 2022 that looked fun. I'm excited to see more of it.
We've got to get a trailer.
I'm hoping that,
We've got
in 2022, a lot of stuff they showed did not get released. Because, again, this isn't like Comic-Con where it's for, journalism or for news outlets to, like, get information. This is, like, for fans, and they want to have, like, special stuff exclusive for them. So I don't know how much of this will go out. But I think if they drop an Ironheart trailer, they might drop it online, too. Just 'cause it's been so long.
I'll only say that, like, presumably, so Daredevil Born Again, I believe, comes out in February of next year. We've not seen a trailer for that.
Right.
Ironheart would probably have to come out after that.
so.
Maybe that's like in April or May. Who knows? It would be weird to release a trailer for that before we got a trailer for the show that comes before it.
Well, hold on. What's going to be the Disney Plus release?
That's
Over Christmas. Sorry. Over
This year.
Over the holiday break.
well, that's a great thing to speculate about.
What
And
if season 3?
Yeah, it could be
animation,
Season three.
probably, right?
Also, just to a point of clarification, Daredevil comes out on March 2025.
March.
So a little bit later, but
So
yeah,
I mean,
in that
there's-
realm.
there is a world in which Ironheart could go the Echo route, and they kind of dump it in January. I didn't like that for Echo.
Yeah. Echo was their new Marvel Spotlight. They haven't really said what the next Marvel Spotlight's going to be, if that will be Ironheart or something else. I don't
Now-
know.
and
I don't know
now-
if they consider Daredevil a Marvel Spotlight.
Yes, and so the other, maybe just sticking with Marvel Disney Plus things that they could talk about. We know the one other show I think that has been confirmed that something has been shot for is Wonder Man, right? Like they were filming that before the strike. The filming was ceased because of the strike. Presumably they have
Picked back up. I think they picked up and finished after the strike.
Yeah, they were filming.
last year. So do you think we see something for Wonder Man?
They could if they have. I mean, it could be as simple as like the title, right?
Yeah.
They did that a lot in 2022 where they were throwing up titles of stuff. I think that's when we first saw Thunderbolts with the image, and then the cast came out and stuff like that.
Do we have a Wonder Man cast?
Yes.
Ben Kingsley reprising his role. Yahya Abdul-Mateen playing Black Manta, weirdly.
Who played Black Manta?
They paid for the character. They bought it.
This is the crossover fans demanded. No.
Zaslav was like $50. You can have him. I'll give them to you.
Why is Watto your go-to for any person?
They're all Watto.
They're all-
Oh, Watto.
Yeah.
All studio.
Watto
Every
man.
Hollywood executive Watto.
So those would all kind of make sense. Obviously, updates on things that have been mentioned in the past, like Vision Quest, a Vision-centered series. And then, do we maybe get, this is where we get into more speculative predictions here, do we get a second season of anything potentially announced? Or third, in the case of Loki, though, that feels like we probably wouldn't get a Loki season.
Everyone in the
I don't
chat
expect-
saying Moon Knight season 2.
Moon Knight
Everyone
season
in
two.
the
Moon Knight
chat.
season
I
2.
don't think we're going to get a season 2. I think it's
I don't
just
know.
season one standalone.
I could see them doing a Miss Marvel season 2 if they wanted to do something like that as a bridge to her character's end at the Marvels to whatever role she's going to play in
Yeah.
now Doomsday and then Secret
Yeah.
Wars, because I imagine that's where they see that character next. But if they wanted to do a second season of that show, I think they could.
I still want a Young Avengers TV show.
Yeah, but at this point, I think make that a movie.
Yeah.
It depends on who they're going to cast as the Young
That's
Avenger.
right.
Because if
Yeah.
they're really stretching the credulity of like Haley Steinfeld being a Young Avenger. You know what I mean?
She's just
I
a
think
normal
she's
Avenger at
approaching
this
the
point.
age. Wasn't like Scarlett Johansson 25 when she started in the MCU? So it's like,
Wow.
if we're going to consider Black Widow not a Young Avenger when she
Got it.
started, like what do we consider?
Good point.
We
Maybe they
need-
call it something else.
It's gonna be. I think it's Billy and Tommy and
Maybe that-
Toussaint are our Young Avengers right now, like and young Billy and Tommy. You know what I mean?
Natasha grew up very, very fast.
Sure, and she had
I
a
mean,
rough
she
life.
went through a regime and a program
Yeah.
where she was conditioned from a very young age.
Yeah.
So she was, set on a faster path. Now, young Haley has had a wonderful childhood.
Grew up with a silver spoon in her mouth.
And a silver arrow in her quiver.
That's
you
right.
know what I mean?
That's right.
Well,
her mom's problematic. but
real
she's
real
okay.
quick, because we do have this board behind Brandon where we're going to write down our predictions.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to, we'll majority vote of the three of us, maybe,
Okay.
or Evan can chime in as well.
Meh.
So just starting Marvel Studios, I'm going to throw out things, let's say if we think it's like a lock or we don't think it's going to happen.
These are
Sure.
okay. TVs and
The
movies.
TV and movies. And now I'm just going to go ahead. We won't even consider Agatha All Along, Daredevil Born Again, or Ironheart. I think those are guaranteed. I don't
Yeah.
think there's much predictive value there. So let's not write those down. I think those are guaranteed to happen.
Yeah,
fact,
we don't need a we were right moment. You know, people out here always saying we need to be right. We don't need those moments. We know they're gonna happen.
In 2022, they when they got to the Marvel section of it, Kevin Feige came out and he kicked it off with a live performance. Not him, but a band came out. They did the song from Rogers the Musical.
Yeah.
The big like.
We can do this all day? Yeah.
Yeah, they did that live there. I think they would love to do another live music thing, and Agatha All Along makes the
Oh,
most
I
sense.
like. Okay.
But
got-
now,
I think
of
it's-
that song,
a song from Agatha.
I don't think
a
it.
live performance.
But it
of the
won't
song.
hit as hard if it's something we haven't already
It
seen.
might be Agatha All Along. That could be the song.
Yeah.
But I think if Patti LuPone comes out singing a song,
Damn.
people are gonna lose.
That's
the
true.
Honda Center will
That's
explode.
true. Okay, so
Also, I'm gonna say song.
okay,
From Agatha.
that's a good prediction. A song from Agatha All Along. Okay, our next raft of things. Do we think we see anything from Wonder Man? I feel like
Yes.
that's the first quasi risky prediction. Maude saying yes.
Trailer.
Trailer, a clip, a teaser, a sizzle.
A definite panel Q&A. I think they're gonna. Maybe they've got like a big name in the pocket that they're gonna announce.
I would also love to see him in his suit. What is he going to look like in the show?
I wonder, man.
Okay. What?
dare you.
So, what? Wonder Man. Some visual from Wonder Man revealed.
I think it'll just be a title treatment, but
Ooh, just a title.
No,
Wow,
I think
cold
we're
as
getting
ice.
more-
Okay. Do we think we see or hear anything about Vision Quest?
I think they're going to ignore it. I don't think
Yeah.
it's going to happen.
Yeah,
I
agreed.
think they're going to dust that under the rug. And Vision what? Vision where?
no, I don't think anything from Vision Quest. No,
No.
way.
Okay.
No way.
Any other?
Would love to be wrong.
Would love.
Would love to be wrong. Any second season Marvel Disney Plus shows?
Don't think we're going to get a Moon Knight season 2. Would love to be wrong.
She-Hulk?
Oh,
I don't think they want to pay for
expensive.
She-Hulk
Too
season 2
expensive.
again.
But
If She-Hulk has any role in Brave New World, I don't know.
executive producer Wendy, who I interviewed for Deadpool and Wolverine, she's still got a very soft spot for She-Hulk. I think that she would try to champion her to have cameo pop
Yeah.
up. She loves
Yeah.
the personality.
I think the
fourth
character
wall
comes
breaking.
up in movies.
Oh,
but
hey.
not so much the
Welcome
TV
to
show.
Okay. I mean, even Echo. Is there any chance we see an Echo season 2?
No,
I
because
think Echo's going to show up in Daredevil.
Daredevil.
Yeah. We're gonna
Yeah,
get
I think
Echo
they're
in
just gonna
Daredevil.
roll that.
Is there
right
even
in.
a
Well, because
chance?
Fisk is the common denominator.
Yeah.
And if Fisk can one day even get in like live action Spider-Man and bring them all together,
Is
like, he's
there
the thread.
is there even a chance that they give us another Netflix Marvel show on Disney Plus? Do we get a
No.
Punisher? Do we get a Jessica Jones?
Well,
do we get a?
But it's all on Disney Plus. It's not going to be
Yeah,
Marvel.
John Bernthal's already been confirmed for.
He's gonna be in
the
Daredevil
Born
as
Again.
well.
I don't think they'll do any spinoffs of those. You talk about second seasons. I think they could do like a Hawkeye season 2.
That's a nice way to get Kate
there was
in
a
there
rumor
more.
around about bringing in like Clint Barton's brother at some point. But I think if you want to use Kate Bishop again, like it's like a good way to use
Yeah,
her.
and some of it has to come down to like business, right? Like
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac, Florence Pugh, huge stars. Oscar Isaac was big going into Moon Knight, but I think he might want to do some other stuff now. Florence
So
Pugh
if we didn't get
on the
him
way
to
up.
cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine as Apocalypse, then we're not going to get a Moon Knight.
Yeah.
But Haley
Well-
Steinfeld, she still does a lot of TV.
Also, for a Marvel show, Hawkeye easier on the CGI budget.
Yeah.
Some of those heroes do crazy stuff, but you don't need fully CGI characters. And
You don't
things
need a
like
god.
I think Hawkeye, if we get a season 2, it's literally going to pass the baton on to Haley, who's
Yeah.
going to lead with Miss Marvel for, not Miss Marvel, with, yeah, it is.
Miss Marvel,
The kid.
for Young
Yeah.
Avengers.
Okay.
The
And
kid.
so just real quick, we're saying no on Moon Knight season 2. We're saying no on She-Hulk season 2.
Yep.
We're saying no on Miss Marvel season 2.
I think they could do a second season of that.
Okay, throw it on the big board.
Then would you combine Hawkeye season 2 with Ms. Marvel season?
That's exactly what I was going to suggest.
Ooh.
I think that they're gonna
and
start-
it's just it's Kate and Kamala hanging out.
Yeah.
And Cassie Lang.
And Cassie Lang, bring
Catherine
her
Newton.
into.
Wait,
Yep.
it's that Cassie Lang, right?
No, they'll get a new one. They'll get a new one.
Okay, the one. They got to. Okay.
Why?
Because that's the Marvel rule. Every time we see Cassie Lang, it's portrayed by a different
New
actress.
Cat Slaying every time.
Okay.
I think Catherine Newton would do it. Though.
Anything else? Oh, now we know Feige mentioned, I think to either Brandon Davis or Stephen Weintraub, that they are working on a special presentation. It's not going to come out in 2025, but they do have one in mind. Do we think we get a special presentation announced?
I like that. I could see them announcing something.
Are we going to expand the next phase with television and where it sits in the
Yeah.
timeline?
Do they define it better, like what belongs on Disney Plus versus theatrical, right? God, I want more special presentation. Do we get it Werewolf by Night again? Do we get it? Maybe even they call it Man Thing this time.
Yeah, I mean, just in that vein, right? It could be Midnight Suns. It could be another, like Mahershala Ali will give you 2. Come in this one, and like we'll do a big thing.
Or like a tertiary Midnight Sun. We introduce them here so that when they show up in a movie, eventually it's
Yeah.
cool.
They've already got the video game out. I played
Yeah.
it. It was cool.
Just for the chat, people, Sarah had to join H Basso saying Nova, but I think Nova they're gonna work on as a series. I don't know if we'll get it announced here officially, but because it seems like it's a little bit of ways off.
I got another one for you. Armor Wars. Will they talk about Armor Wars at all?
That's as a film.
Unslated Armor Wars.
Yes, which it was originally talked about as a series. They
Yeah.
converted it over to be a film, and then we've never heard anything about it
Hold
ever
on, Can you
again.
say that? And then I'll say it and we can hear how different
Okay.
this is.
Armor Wars.
Armor Wars.
Armor Wars.
Armor Wars.
Amor Wars.
Okay, this is going to be exciting.
Armor Wars.
Armor Wars.
Well, and
Armor
before we
Wars or a director for Blade could be an exciting prospect.
name that director,
Pikachu! Sorry.
I mean, there is
Who's that director?
the Jordan Peele of it all. Who claimed he had
everybody
a
keeps saying
meeting
Jordan
and he won
Peele.
it.
I mean, there are a lot of other talented horror directors they
Yeah.
could bring in. Marvel actually has a pretty good track record with horror. Your Scott Derricksons and whatnot.
You could bring in who's doing Alien Romulus.
Fede
Fede
Alvarez.
Alvarez.
He's under the. I mean, he did that for
he's
Fox.
in the Disney bubble, baby.
He's under the bubble.
He's in it.
People are talking good stuff about Romulus. That'd be.
It's one of
that'd
the more
be dope.
hyped movies. isn't
Yes.
it? Yeah. That's
I like that. Put it down.
I want to
Fede
shout out
Alvarez
some
is
stuff.
Blade director.
Want to shout out some stuff from the chat really quick. Latin Blue saying recast Cassie Lang with Sabrina Carpenter.
Also taking the smallest possible woman and making her even smaller.
That's funny.
And Ryan Painter saying Beta Ray Bill's special presentation. representation, which would also be fun. Yes.
Ooh.
Sorry, Maude.
I do think that Marvel, with their phases, has a tendency for setup and then consolidate, setup then consolidate. And I feel like we've had so much setup that now is time to trim and combine. And I do think we're going to start seeing a lot more properties combined. And I do think it's going to be your Hawkeye season 2, Ms. Marvel season 2.
Yeah, just put them
combined.
together.
That's it. And I think we're going to start drawing into the same story.
Yes, if there were just 2 Marvel Disney Plus live action series a year, but it's going to be 8 episodes where like Daredevil, Punisher, and like all of these characters, and then this one over here, oh, maybe it's all like Thor and Nova and like spacey, you know what I mean? Like,
They should just have a show called 101 Stories in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and every episode is a different little
or Marvel
little story.
Presents. or
Evan
whatever.
loves that.
I love
That
it.
was
I love it.
Multiple
That'd be
fist
great.
pumps over
Yeah,
there.
and that's like could feel very comic booky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like get guest actors, and then like we would
Once a
spend
week.
years being like, oh, do we think they'll show up again? No,
Yeah.
they won't.
One and done.
None of this will be announced at D23.
None of that.
Okay, let's get to movies. Okay, other than Blade,
Okay.
you know,
We're running out of space on the boards.
Yeah, I know. We should have attributed. Boy, we really left a lot of room for 20th century
put
studios.
Hawkeye and Ms. Marvel in the same box.
Okay.
But you know, we got the film announcements at San Diego Comic-Con, but they did not totally fill out their slate through 2027. They're definitely making more movies than we currently know about, especially beyond 2025. So in 2026, 2027, do we think they will announce some more Marvel live-action films? And specifically, do we think we're going to get any kind of X-Men type of movie, a mutant movie? Do we think we're going to get a sequel, a threequel, a five-quill in the case of Thor? Are we getting Shang-Chi 2? Are we getting Thor 5? Are we getting Doctor Strange 3?
I think that's where another combo is going to happen. I think a Shang-Chi 2.
I feel stronger on Shang-Chi 2 than like an announcement.
Well, where did we leave them all? Like, how are the stories merging?
Shang-Chi's just hanging out in San Francisco. No one's talking to him.
Yeah, but BD Wong shows up in the post-credits. So
Right.
Doctor Strange and
You just call him
Shang-Chi-
BD Wong?
No, it's Benedict.
It's Benedict. Yeah, but it is tricky.
BD Wong is in
Wong's a
Jurassic
different
Park.
He was like, hey, it's
BD
not my fault that the dinosaurs went crazy.
BD Wong was also in like
What if he
10
sling-ringed and brought in a Tyrannosaurus?
The one thing that the Jurassic franchise did right was keeping BD Wong around and
Yeah.
turning him into the villain.
Oh.
That was like the best move of that.
I know he became BD wrong in the end. But it's like I like him as an actor so much.
Yeah, yeah. He had a little run on Law and Order too.
A little, a lot. He was great in Law and Order.
OG Oz cast member, I believe, BD Wong.
This is now a BD Wong show.
Yeah, we're pivoting.
BD
Come
Wong,
on the show.
see, I did it on purpose. BD Wong, you
Come on the
yeah,
show,
I
BD Wong.
really
Welcome
admire
back
you.
to the break, Wong.
Sorry, Benedict.
Okay,
Benedict's out. BD's in.
I like Shang-Chi too.
You think that's the most likely sequel we got
also
announced?
think
Doctor
they.
Strange
I also
three
think they don't want to talk about X-Men, but now you have me thinking they would announce like something
Well,
X-Men at this.
Captain Marvel post credit introduced the X-Men.
The Marvels, we got
Marvel.
Beast and
But now that their Doomsday news is out, their Robert Downey Jr. news is out, that's settled for a little bit. Man, I could see them being punchy on X-Men now and being like,
Yeah. It seems
Well,
like, do they want both of the? Like, I understand why you wouldn't want to stack the
Right.
announcement to be a RDJ and X-Men, right?
Yeah.
Because
You
X-Men
can't have
is
it
a
the
nice
same
like-
show.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, well, what universe are we in as well? Like, are we focusing on Earth?
That's the other problem. I think if they make
10-00-3?
their X-Men announcements now, there's all these questions of like, well, where does this fit in? And they have to be like, no, you got to watch these 2 movies in the next 3 years to understand it.
yeah, I think also ultimately we know they're going to make X-Men movies. It's just
Yeah.
it's money sitting out there. Do you think they're going to wait till after Secret Wars to start doing X-Men movies, or do you think we get X-Men films before Secret Wars?
I was going to go back to your theory of are we keeping things on Earth or we're setting in space? And I think X-Men live on Earth.
I don't think they're doing it until after Secret Wars. I think they'll appear in stuff. We'll start seeing characters show up,
Well-
but there won't be a title that's like an X-Men movie until after Secret Wars.
Except Kevin Feige said to me that
Get off my lawn. Who
What?
are you and how'd you get into
God,
my
he was-
house?
What's that smell?
Did he say to me, I don't even research thoroughly, I can't recall. He basically was saying that over the years he has already put forward, there are hints of superheroes that have abilities that are actually a mutant variant. So there have been X-Men placed throughout the Marvels already. So I think we're going to get X-Men sooner than later.
I mean, the best reveal they could do, right, would be, I forget the character's name, but the news reporter that Tony Stark has a night with in the first Iron Man movie is Mystique, right? You start there. Because you could cast whoever you want, right? But you established that was Mystique.
Yeah.
And she was there, and she got information from Tony's house.
Is that actress Paul Rudd's real life wife? Or no, she's
It
married
looked
to
very-
some-
her name is Leslie Bibb.
Leslie Bibb.
She's
Sam
married.
Rockwell.
That's right. Sam Rockwell's real life.
Relationships,
Yes.
I'm your girl.
Yeah.
That's
But
the
yeah,
entertainment of
like,
it.
how great would that be, right? To just
Yeah.
be like, oh, they've been there the whole
Yeah.
time, right? Really, that should have been a scroll, and that should have been
What
secret
if that's his big
invasion,
announcement?
but-
The RDJ of this is they bring out Leslie Bibb and they reveal her to be Mystique.
I mean, that's the real gimmick, right? In Doomsday, we find out that it's actually Mystique that just chose to look like Robert Downey Jr. to be
Oh my
Get out
Victor
of
Von.
here. Get out of here. Okay, well, but we got to get definitive with our predictions here.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm just gonna rapid fire. Let's just say yay or nay. Do we get Shang-Chi 2?
I
Shang-Chi
say yay
2.
to that. I think
Yeah.
they want to make that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think it's going to be tied in with Doctor Strange 3.
Ooh, okay, so Doctor Strange 3.
I think that's comboed.
You want me to
Okay.
slash it?
Yeah.
Do we get Black Panther 3?
No.
No.
No. Interesting. Okay.
I think they want to get through Secret Wars.
Okay.
I think they want more time with that.
Thor 5?
Nah.
No.
Nah.
X-Men anything? I say yes to
Wow.
that.
X-Men anything. X-Men 97 season 2 release date
Okay,
for Marvel
well, yeah.
Animation.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about, we'll get to Marvel Animation.
Also,
panel,
we
but
are
yeah.
running long on time.
I know,
we
I
started
know.
a little late.
Well, we're not being definitive in our predictions here either.
No.
Okay, everybody, instead of me going through every possibility and us saying yes or no, everybody throw out, Brandon, Maude, myself, let's throw out one other, it can be far-fetched, one other prediction for the Marvel Studios panel, part of the panel.
Wait, no.
I mean, I think Young Avengers project.
You
Great.
can't flip the board.
I'm not going to flip it. I just need an angle.
Oh, okay.
I think we're going to get Fantastic Four costume shots. Because all we've had so far is an animation of them in like this
Okay.
1960s
Yeah.
era.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
like
we're-
official. Yeah.
Yep, I think we're going to see what this CGI thing looks like. I think we're going to see what Johnny Storm, whether he's engulfed in
Yeah, I
flames
mean,
or
everyone
not.
wants to see the thing, right? What does the thing look
That's
like?
it. I think we're going to get Fantastic Four costume shots.
Okay.
That was such a smug face. Why did you do that?
I'm mostly saying this because I'm pissed that Gina got the RDJ thing
Damn.
right at our Comic-Con. And so, like, I want to make a wild guess that has a little chance of being
let's go.
right. But when it lands, everybody will point at me and say, that's a genius.
Oh,
I'm
I'll
saying
worship you.
Star-Lord solo movie.
Oh,
my God, Zach.
that's
Chris
insane.
Pratt Prince money, okay? Super Mario.
Prince,
money.
like Garfield Prince?
That's
Like
right.
Captain Prince?
That's right. Garfield money, okay? Guy just gets it. It would be wild, but like announce maybe a new director, and boy, that would be a tough pick because you can't get James Gunn anymore.
No.
But like a Star-Lord solo movie?
Who's he going to team up with? 'Cause
Midnight
he's teamed up
Director.
with Thor already. Is that your Thor 5?
I think it's Paul Thomas Anderson. It's Star-Lord on Earth. No powers, no tech, just going through his life.
Oh.
Yeah.
And just like
battling middle age.
Yeah.
Richard Linklater, just fly on the
Yeah,
wall.
watching
Oh, yeah.
his grandfather like slowly slip into dementia.
Actually, Richard Linklater, and it's Star-Lord, but it's over the course of 40 years.
Yeah.
It's filmed in real time. Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of no, oh please no, don't wish that evil on us, Zach, no please
That-
God.
that-
Star Wars,
Hey, I'm not
Star-Lord.
advocating for it. I'm just
But
predicting
then,
it.
yeah,
Zach's always
I'm Donna
saying-
Lynn in the chat saying sometimes you make sense, Zach.
Zach's
Star-Lord
always saying
lives.
that Chris Pratt's the best Chris. He's always saying that.
I would never. Okay.
It's Evans or Pine. Actually, I'm Australian.
That's right. Marvel Animation.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, we know there are still 2 Marvel Animation properties that have
What?
been announced for 2024.
What if season 3 trailer?
Okay, we get a What If Season 3 trailer. We're still waiting on dates for Eyes of Wakanda and Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Supposedly those are both coming out in 2024. We probably will get trailers for both of those.
Agree.
A release date and a trailer for What If Season 3. We know they already have an episode of that done. They had it done at the end, by the time we got What If Season 2. Do we get concrete release date for X-Men 97 Season 2?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Do they call it X-Men 98?
No.
No.
Okay.
Do we find out what happened to the showrunner?
Yeah,
Feige on stage.
That's the song, I think.
Just to let you know.
Yeah.
Here's what Bo DeMayo did. Yeah, that'd be
Oh,
hilarious.
the gamer MJ reminding me about the thing that I always forget about: Marvel Zombies. Do we finally get any concrete news about
I think they're
Marvel
going to play
Zombies?
episode 1 and 2 for the audience.
Wow.
Of
Yep.
Marvel Zombies?
Yep.
They said, yeah, we know we've got a lot of other shows, but we're going to spend the whole panel watching.
Well, that's what
Wow.
they did for Celebration. We usually
Oh,
for Celebration,
okay.
you'll
Oh,
get to
got
see
it.
episodes 1 and 2 of like the next run. So I think at D23, we're actually going to see episodes.
At D23 2022, they forced us to watch 20 minutes, 6 different scenes of Avatar: The Way of Water, and all everyone wanted to do was leave. Because we were like, this looks great, I guess, but this isn't a real movie theater, and they just haphazardly passed out glasses, and there were screens everywhere, and it was like, okay, this looks cool, I guess, but then these scenes, just no rhyme or reason, no setup for what's going on. You're like, what is this giant whale thing? I just want to go file my story.
Just ooh
Let
and
me outta
ah.
here.
Ooh, then ah.
I'm gonna thematically piggyback off of Maude here and say that Marvel Zombies gets combined with What If Season 3. It just
they just
becomes
suck
like
it
a
in?
3-episode arc in What If Season 3. I don't think that show gets
I'm gonna
released.
say
I
Marvel
disagree.
Zombies trailer.
I think we're going to get episodes 1 and 2 shown in full.
They don't know.
Oh my God, Christian Unpronounceable saying maybe zombies for Christmas. Imagine they release Marvel Zombies for Christmas
Yeah,
and not
I
Halloween.
think it's a possibility.
Any
Oh,
other,
oh, no!
I know some folks online have speculated that the success of X-Men 97 will lead to like Spider-Man 98 or something like that. Do we think we get any new projects announced?
a new retro project like that. Now because they can do what they. I bet they're wishing like, oh, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man's great, but man, we should have put all that into like Spider-Man 98. I think you're right, because there was a lot of talk about that when X-Men 97 was really going. Because those shows already had a crossover. The Spider-Man series had a crossover with the X-Men. Ooh.
Yeah,
There also might be some rights issues.
Yeah.
We don't know.
I think maybe it's just like another retro animated show.
I like that. Yeah, going back.
Even if it's just a one-off, like a one-season thing.
There was
or
like a retro, there was an Iron Man show. There was a Doctor
Yes.
Strange show.
Well,
at one
and
point.
we have precedent for this too. There was I Am Groot, right?
Yeah.
We had 2 seasons of I Am Groot. Do we think there's like some other kind of animated spin-off from one of these other beloved properties? A Camotage animated show.
Oh.
Something
just
like
like cleaning
that.
up all the bodies from Scarlet Witch.
Christian
halfway on the
saying
board.
my theory about Feige telling us about the secret project. There was this announcement in the trades the other day that Disney had disclosed they spent $19 million on a secret project.
People think that's
Well, or it was an unnamed project.
Unnamed.
And so that could have just been X-Men 97 or What If Season 3, right? We don't know. They didn't name it. Or it could be the people speculating they're going to drop huge news on like a very expensive, fancy animated show. Who knows?
We got to move on.
Yes, Star Wars. We know we're going to get, there's another Star Wars live action
There's
series.
got to be a
this year.
trailer for Skeleton Crew.
Skeleton
Gotta be a
Crew.
trailer.
Trail. We got some of the pictures too. We haven't talked about these pictures, but hey, they look great.
Let's look.
They look so fun. We got
okay,
Neil,
my Max Rebo Jr. theory.
the little guy Neil.
Yeah, I
It's more
think
like
that's-
Min Rebo.
I was at the Lego store too. They already have one of the ships out in the Lego store with like all these little
I
minifigs.
ship you not really.
That's a leak.
Yeah.
That's a
So-
toy
That's a
leak.
toy.
guaranteed to get that. Also, we know they've. Oh, there's another good.
I'm telling you, it's Max Rebo with the what were the milking porg creatures that were that?
Oh, it's Thalia Sirens,
That's
I
right.
believe.
What was that? Yeah. So
I
Max
can't believe I
Rebo-
just pulled that glup shit out of my ass.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
How am I unable to do my own taxes? So I
That's
can
why.
pull Thalia Siren out of my fucking head. dude?
Okay.
That's why.
What's wrong with our generation?
They've also. We
Are
know
men
they-
okay?
Okay, you're not. You've never been. We know they've shot Andor season 2. We'll probably see something for Andor
Trailer.
season 2.
Did
Andor
they shoot
season 2
Andor
trailer.
indoors?
Andor.
And that's coming out. We don't have a release date for that, but I think that's in the first half of 2025.
We're gonna get the next Star
Dude.
Wars phase. 2 years.
If the lights go out and then there's a light, a bright light from the stage, and a figure comes in and you see the cape, and Ben Mendelsohn is there as Krennic, I'm gonna lose my shit.
That's their big reveal.
I love Krennic, and I'm so excited that he's coming back.
Turn off
in
your
Andor season
lightsabers
2.
right now. Okay,
Ben
everyone.
Mendelsohn. No, Thrawn can kick rocks, dude. Krennic is where it's at. Krennic built the Death Star, okay? It doesn't happen without my man Krennic.
Now, are people
I
going to be
say-
like...
He
People gonna
made
be
the
like,
cape. He made the cape happen.
Where'd Talos get that costume?
I would
He
actually
made
like
the
to
cape
see
happen, okay?
Krennic and Thrawn as actually a two head-to-head, but it's like an office drama kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they're trying to get the succession path.
It's all like, hey,
Promotional.
Thrawn, I think your speeder's in my parking space
Okay.
again. And Thrawn's like, no, I'm pretty sure that was my space, Krennic.
Do we get an announcement of Ahsoka season 2 or a date for Ahsoka season 2?
I think it's going to be.
Yeah, I think in Ahsoka season 2 over Acolyte season 2, though it feels like those shows were both like greenlit secretly, right? I mean, we know Ahsoka season 2 is coming.
Yeah, they're working on it.
Dave Filoni is obviously going to have a lot of presence. I think he's going to run ship on this one. But what is he going to?
We know Bad Batch is done, right? Is there another animated thing? Are they going to do another one of these Tales of the... Because at D23 2022, they announced Tales of the Jedi. And they've done Tales of the Empire now. I think there could be like another... You could do like Tales of the Witches of Dathomir or like Tales of...
the
you can get very
Rebels or
specific.
something.
Yeah.
I would actually really like a more adult animated show from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because it's like the Clone Wars growing up. Like,
Right.
we had Clone Wars, which was, yes, catering for children, but also for the adults to try and like appreciate the prequels in a new way. But I think that we can age up a little bit as well. X-Men 97 was more for adults, I
Yeah.
think, than
Where do you
anything
think they
else,
would
if we
set
could-
it? Like what time period? Do you fit even more stuff in between A New
I
Hope
think
and
I think they're going to start looking forward and go into High Republic era, and I think that they're going.
looking backwards by going forward? Like old High Republic?
I think they're going to tell post Rey story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So
Yeah.
new Republic.
Well,
New Republic.
Speaking of Rey, Star Wars has a film slated for 2026. That's the Mando and Grogu film. Do we get another live-action theatrical Star Wars release?
Are they even working on that movie right now? What
Well,
is
we know
Pedro's schedule?
Pedro Pascal can't be in that many places, but
But they can film that without him. They
Yeah.
can film
they can film a lot
without
of
him.
it, but that's not scheduled for till 2026. So,
Yeah, May 2026.
yeah, they have time on that.
So that'll be May 4th.
Yeah, it might be nice to get some titles right for these.
Yeah.
these
Do we
upcoming
get a formally announced Rey movie?
Yes.
Yeah, I think they will do that.
Ray
Well,
of Sunshine with her yellow saber.
Unless
Let's
they're
go.
saving it for Celebration or something. If they want to save those announcements for Celebration.
When is that?
They just had one in London.
They do 'em every
last.
year,
Is
yeah.
it every year?
Yeah.
Star Wars Celebration. The next one is
Japan.
April.
Is it in Japan?
Oh,
think it's
there's one in
Japan.
Japan. That's right. There's two, right? There's two every year. No. Oh no, the next
No,
one is in Japan,
one.
2025.
One.
2025, Japan. Okay. Well, anything else we think for Star Wars, Lucasfilm?
I'll just say Ray movie updates.
You know what? Are they going to digitally remaster yet again something? Are they going to?
Dial of Destiny? Is it ready for a remaster? We can kind of rush through 20th Century Studios.
Thank
The
you.
big thing there is Avatar. We know there's an Avatar 3 coming at the end of next year. They'll probably have some stuff for that.
They're going to do a live action Monkey Island. They're going to turn the original video game into a live action, and it's going to go up against whatever they're trying to do with pirates. Okay, cool. Next.
Whoa.
Interesting.
Ape Slate. We were talking earlier.
Apes. Yeah, there'll
Apes
probably be
like-
another Apes. The Apes movie did well this year. The other big properties, Alien Romulus will probably have a presence at D23 because that movie's about to come out
Yeah.
later in August.
They'll probably show it.
They might announce what's next in that franchise, maybe.
Alien TV show.
Alien TV show would be pretty dope. And Predator,
Yeah.
right? The Prey movie came out last year. Pretty well received on Hulu.
Yeah, Prey 2 has kind of been like announced to be in development, but I could see a solid thing around Prey 2. I'm also, the Alien universe and the Predator universe, they are connected through the movies, but I think a lot of Alien purists see that as like kind of a side universe because those movies kind of take place in present day in a weird way. It's very convoluted, but I could see them really trying to nail down if Alien Romulus looks like it's going to be well received. If they want to nail down like a Predator existing in that universe, They could try and do a real Alien versus Predator.
I don't think they want to
movie.
do that. I do think what they want to do is alternate years, having an Alien movie come out every other year and having a Predator movie come out on the alternate
that's
years,
true.
right?
Yep.
Christian Unpronounceable very helpfully reminding me that there is an upcoming Alien show already called Alien Earth.
It's the Noah Hawley one.
The Noah
Yeah.
Hawley movie, so we'll probably get a trailer for that.
On FX, I believe. Yeah,
Coming
great
out
call.
Early 2025, so it feels
Oh wow,
like
yeah, it's already
prime.
wrapped and everything. Yeah. Okay, maybe we get a Predator show, or maybe they keep sticking those with films. Either way.
Great.
Okay. Anything else for 20th century?
No, I think.
Okay. And then Disney Animation Pixar. This is a little bit out of our normal wheelhouse. That will, as we already mentioned, we might get an Elio.
I think like a full trailer for that.
Yeah, full trailer.
If they have anything to show, they might show some like stills for like Toy Story 5 of like new characters or
And
something like
Moana
that.
2 is coming out later this year.
Yeah, right.
I think
That's
we're gonna get an Incredibles 3.
Ooh, yeah. I was just about to ask. Do you think they
Superheroes
reboot
being-
anything else?
Your heart right near.
They make Bugs Life for a new generation.
Ooh,
what it's called, a Bug's Death.
dang! It's all microplastics. They're like they're not so micro for us. We just call them regular sized plastics.
Okay, that's
feedback.
probably, you know what? Final round. Anybody have another crazy prediction for any of these categories?
yeah.
I think
Incredibles-
Incredibles 3 is crazy.
That's pretty good.
Inside Out 3. Oh my God!
Calling
Imagine
it
Ellie
now?
Ellie with that suggestion.
Not
A little
yet.
too early.
I mean,
but
the most successful animated movie of all time. You're telling me?
What is this, the Despicable Me
Like
franchise?
B. Ooh, it makes money. It makes
It does.
bank.
It does. And people have credited Illumination kind of has been eating Pixar's lunch over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
With the exception of Inside Out 2, because they pump these movies out really quick. Every year there's either a Minions or a Despicable Me. Every year.
Well, Minions is Despicable Me.
Yeah. But, well, no. Technically, those movies have different names.
Okay.
we also didn't talk about any live action Disney movies, like or any just Disney.
Like that Shaggy dog. That's due for a reboot.
The Incredible Mr. Olympic?
Herbie?
Maybe
they
there's an
doing
update.
The
that?
Apple Dumpling Gang?
Are they doing a live action Moana? They're like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're also doing a live
The
action.
Rock,
Running around
the Rock
these?
is forcing us to see a
I
live
think,
action.
is that a 2025 or a
Pretty
2026?
natural phenomenon.
I think it got pushed.
I think it is 2026, yeah.
They're also doing a live action Hercules. Maybe we'll the Guy Ritchie's Hercules. Maybe we'll get a.
Okay,
Wait,
don't
Guy
knock,
Ritchie is doing
don't knock
Hercules?
it. That is going to be legit, and I think Ariana Grande is going to be Megara. What's her name?
Oh yeah.
Megara.
Yeah, Megara. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm calling that because she's.
Somebody suggested a really good fan casting for that the other day. I'm trying to remember. Who.
Alan Richson? Reacher?
Oh, it's Hercules.
I Hercules.
No, I think they're going younger.
Glenn Powell should be Hercules.
No, it's too short.
He's
You
so
know,
charming.
come on, guys. We know who should be Hercules. Austin Butler.
Oh, baby. Hey, what am I doing down here in hell? Huh?
Oh,
it's hot down here, baby.
I gotta come up in the Coliseum.
Hey, man, look at that crazy little fat man. He got goat legs.
Oh, baby.
All I got is shake it and goat legs. Oh, yeah.
Oh, baby. Are
baby.
am I a satyr or are you just happy to see me?
Yeah, baby. I can go the distance if you know what I'm saying. Home, mama.
Oh, mama.
Guys,
You're
that
making me go
Hercules-
from a zero to a hero, mama.
Okay, you guys know a lot about
There you
Hercules.
go. My mama, he didn't even love my mama. My daddy was so mean to my mama. My mama was a woman on earth, and my daddy changed her to a swan, baby. It was wild.
Oh, mama, don't put them snakes in my crib. Austin Butler for every role, please.
I
Yeah.
think they will announce Hercules on Broadway, though. I think that.
Was that the next big one? Okay.
Hercules is so good.
I'll put Hercules live action.
Oh,
Yay.
well, that's also a good call. They probably will announce what the next live-action adaptation of a animated classic. Oh, we will probably definitely get footage of the live-action Snow White. That's
Yes.
coming out
Oh, yeah.
next year. They've been releasing some
also
stills.
like
Trailer.
Mufasa 2 or
Mufasa's coming out
1
this
or
year. The
Lion
live
King
stuff
2,
there.
Mufasa.
Yeah.
But what? Okay, so we know Mufasa's the next one.
GSU Eagle says live action Frozen. That feels bankable.
The only reason I would say no to that is because they want to keep pumping out the animated ones, and then can you do
Yeah.
both at the same time?
Moana.
What's-
Moana
what's-
2 and Moana.
What's the best Disney animated classic in your opinion that hasn't been live actioned yet?
I don't want to say because I don't want them to make a movie.
They've done most
there.
of them.
Yeah,
But
I don't
Yeah,
want them
they're
to
running
ever.
out.
I don't want them to ever touch Sleeping Beauty, dude. Do not touch my. Sleeping
Really?
Beauty. They made the Maleficent movies.
yeah,
whatever.
That
they
was
kind of did
close
that
enough.
already.
But don't touch it. Don't touch it. I think you can go fix up. Some of those weird 70s ones could use like a little, like Sword in the Stone is a great, trippy,
Well,
weird movie.
But they're gonna do
leave
it.
it alone.
They'll do a musical. right? Because the songs translate so well. They haven't redone any of them. They weren't a musical other than Cruella, but that was like a very specific...
They made Mulan not a musical. They took the music out of Mulan.
That's a good
which I
point.
think hurt that one.
Yeah. That's
a good point.
And then a lot of these ones, they've just not been fun.
Well, and there's
It
also...
needs to be top tier camp. And everyone needs to be like a Broadway-esque level.
Yeah.
Because
They were going to make a Cruella. Wasn't a Cruella 2 like in the works?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
They definitely left it open. And here's the deal. You know what happens to Cruella 2? She kills the dog. She kills him.
You've been calling that for a while.
She kills him.
And there is one rule when it comes to a show or a movie. You don't touch the dog.
There's one rule when it comes to Cruella de Vil, and so you kill some dogs.
Damn, dude.
Then it's not
Kill some
going to do
animals.
well. And that's not
right.
going to rate.
That's right.
Well, then don't make a movie about a villain if you
throw-
don't want her killing dogs.
Throw in the chat your best wildcard prediction for what will be announced at D23. Throw in the chat how you feel about Cruella killing those dogs on screen.
On screen.
Okay, not like she goes into a room, comes out with Dalmatian fur.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Oh my
not
god.
to throw.
Oh
talking
my god.
Bonesaw tomahawk for Cruella de
Lord
Vil.
above.
That's what I'm talking about.
Sack in a river.
Yeah.
No. Oh my.
Teabagging.
Okay, we are going to...
I'm talking, you're filming a dog's
That's it
purpose,
for-
but it's Cruella
That's
de
it
Vil.
for today. Make sure to subscribe to
Oh,
the Breakroom
mama.
channel on YouTube. Give us a follow. This show has been going for a very long time. We apologise for it stretching out to this length. Look at the colour of his face right now. I hope that you are embarrassed about what you've brought to the table this last 5
I'm not
minutes.
embarrassed at all. I
Okay.
stand by everything I've ever said.
If you're not following Breakroom NR on socials, what are you doing?
Do it.
Look at this quality content we're giving you. If you want to rescue a dog, please go to your
That's
local
right.
pound.
Adopt.
and
Yeah,
adopt, please. Adopt,
Save
don't
a life
shop.
today. And call the dog Maude, okay?
Yeah, call your dog Maude.
Yeah, come here, Maude. Awesome. We love it. Like and subscribe the channel. We've got Twitter and Threads as well. For the love of God, we're going to stop this show right now.
Yes,
Thank you.
please.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Latest, Gators.
Bye.
Bye.